The gifted ones.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the 𝒲𝒽𝑒 Chronicles podcast. And I have a lovely host with me today, Miss 𝒲𝒽𝑒 Whitlock. Hey, girl.
Hey.
How are you? And thank you so much for coming and being a guest.
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited to have you. Before we get started, I want you to tell my listeners exactly who you are and what you do and what you got in the pipelines.
Okay, well, I'm Toy. I'm from Chicago, mother of four, and I'm actually doing a lot of things. I'm a licensed realtor, property manager. I own a real estate firm. More recently, though, I am certified as a life coach. I'm a women's life coach. And I just released a self-love, self-care journal for women, a journal to go hand in hand with my life coaching business. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Yes, I love it. So the life coach, like what? So I hear this a lot, right? Like, I'm a life coach, I'm a certified life coach, but I never knew what that is. I'd be like, what that mean?
Okay, so we are pretty much coaches. When you think basketball or football, we pretty much tell you the plays and how to make them. I work with clients on, figuring out their career moves, how to stay on task, how to reach your target goals. I'm working with a couple clients that are dealing with issues from childhood and trying to figure out like how to deal with them. We're not therapists, but we do kind of, we touch on, some issues that, most therapists touch on as well. So we just help people kind of figure their way out.
That's what's up. I really never knew. I always felt like, am I going to ask somebody what that really means? But I guess this is the perfect time and place to figure it
to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's been, I've been really successful in it. It's something that I've been doing for, I want to say maybe about 15 years, just with like friends and family. Just people that I talk to. For some reason, people gravitate toward me and they listen to me. I understand like, why are y'all listening to me?
You're like, oh, you listening? And what happened when you did?
Yeah, like, I don't know. But I've always also experienced a lot, and now I'm learning and figuring out that I actually went through those trials and tribulations, so I'll be able to kind of help people figure their way as well.
That's what's up. I think that is so cool. I don't have the patience for that type of industry or field, child. I've probably got beat up. They've been like, I told you to do that. Don't do because you don't listen. Like, that's me.
and I do. I actually have a client right now that isn't listening, but I mean, she wants to though. So having the will is what's necessary. We'll get there.
So today we are actually going to talk about self-care and what that means even outside of the pandemic. I'm not sure if you know this, Toy, but I know on my timeline, they're like, oh, I got self-care because of the pandemic. And I'm like, you should have been doing that before the pandemic. And what made people think that during the pandemic was the only time they need self-care?
I agree. It's something that we should have been doing beforehand.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like I agree with you as well. Why now?
Yeah. Why now? I know I'm also a mom, a single mom. Like, I got a boyfriend, but I ain't married. So
no, but when we do the whole single mom, we may as well just super mom.
I like that.
Yeah, because it's like we're doing everything because we're a single parent. So we're super.
So I am a super mom, and one of the things that I do for self-care, and now my friends who have, because I had my son first, I was like the first one out of my little crew to have a kid, and they was all like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And so now that they're all having kids, they realize that like every other weekend my son goes with his dad. That weekend that he's gone, I make sure I do everything I want to do for me. If that involves getting my hair done, getting my nails done, not doing anything, not leaving the bed. Those things for me are self-care. That's my way to recharge and refill my cup so that I can pour back into my baby. And now I feel like they're like, oh, that's what you meant when you was like, I need a break. Well, yeah, I ain't saying I don't love my baby. I'm just saying I need a break. Like,
and that's necessary. That is so necessary. And I had one of those days yesterday. My daughter's birthday was Friday, and she had people over. Well, we had people over. And then that kind of trickled down into Saturday, which was Halloween. She had people over again. And then Sunday, she was like, oh, okay, we'll take me over too. She wanted to go to my mom's house. They want to watch a movie again. I'm just like, you can go wherever you want, but I'm not taking you. Like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I ate and I watched TV and I literally forced myself to do nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's necessary.
I think that when we hear self-care, a lot of people automatically think like bubble baths and candles, and self-care isn't the same for everyone. So what, as a life coach and as someone who has now published a self-care journal, how can self-care look for each individual person?
You're right, it looks different for everybody, but self-care can mean, well, self-care does mean doing whatever makes you happy. If it's coming into your living room and sitting on your couch and looking up in the sky, it's whatever makes you
happy,
good.
then that's what you need to be doing.
It makes you feel good. Like, I got to a point where I was just like, I'm gonna take myself on dates. Like, I started taking myself out. I would literally get up just in the middle of the day, Sunday morning. I would get up, get dressed, do my face, so my makeup looks cute, take the train into downtown with my laptop or with my iPad, and I would go and sit in Panera, get a cup of coffee, and read my books on my Kindle, and that was fun for me. That was relaxing. And then when I got done, if I wasn't ready to come home, I'd go to go to Macy's or go to Sephora and get like a lip gloss, $10, $15. I was happy, I was doing something for me. I didn't have to worry about little kids saying, no, mommy, can we go here? It was just me. Or I feel like self-care is also taking time to reflect. Take time to reflect on what you did for the past 5-6 days that week. What have I accomplished? What do I want to accomplish? Okay. What bothered me? What didn't bother me? How could I prevent or hinder something so small or something so little from bothering me again? I feel like all of that is self-care. Like, we got to take care of us, especially as mothers, because we're not good.
Nobody's good. Nobody's good. No, I feel like the house shut down. If I don't feel like, I'll be like, so we just not washing dishes, we not taking the trash, y'all not gonna do nothing because mommy not up delegating and telling y'all what to do. Like, what the hell is going on in my house? Like,
I don't know how old your kids are, but my kids are like teenagers. My youngest is 15, and I'm still having to tell them like when to do stuff like that. Take the garbage out. Like, y'all been doing this for 10 years.
It don't.
At least, oh no.
Damn.
And I have friends that I tell that to all the time. It gets worse.
Damn.
It does. It gets worse. People, you think, oh, my kids are older now, I don't have to worry about. Sorry. It gets worse.
He's 10, and I get mad like, bro, you see the trash is full. Why the hell you still trying to put this big ass box or whatever it is in the trash can?
So now it's falling over.
Take the trash out. Like, what are you doing? Just take it out.
Yeah.
I don't, it took a long time for me as a mom to realize that I needed the self-care. It didn't take me like 10 years to figure it out, but it did take me a while, because I definitely was one of those moms that it took me a little while to let somebody watch me. It took me a little while to like detach myself from him. It's okay to leave him with your mom. It's okay to leave him with his mom. Like, it's okay. You have help. Use your village. And I feel like because I was like one of those first moms in my crew, some of the girls that I was hanging out with at the time just didn't get it. Like, bring the baby with you. Like, no, I don't want to bring him with me. I want to go.
This ain't how that works.
I want to go to the club like everybody else. Like, exactly. Like, y'all having game night and I'm the only one like, oh, okay, let me go check on my sleeping baby in the other room. And like, I can't enjoy myself the way I want. And I think that as parents, some people don't understand. But I'm also noticing that there's a lot more talk on like seasonal depression and self-care during those times that I feel like even 10 years ago was not, even last year it wasn't talked about for real.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you know what?
Mm-hmm. I feel like, okay, there may be something called seasonal depression, but I feel like it's even more than just seasonal. I feel like it's more frequent than that. I feel like it's sporadic depression. I was one of those. I was waiting for you to finish your statement when you were talking about how long it took you to figure out that you needed self-care. I applaud you because it took me 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and my son is 21. So it took
Wait a minute, can we go back some?
Not until last year. I'm sorry.
You got a 21-year-old?
Mm-hmm. I have a 21-year-old son. I have 3 daughters, 19. My daughter just turned 17 Friday and 15.
Baby, I don't know who's watching on YouTube and who's listening, but Toy looked 21 and she talking about something. She got a 21-year-old.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, Melanie. Okay.
Thank you. But
yes.
it literally took 20 years because I didn't figure it out until last year. And I feel like I just hit like a breaking point. Honestly, I feel like probably had like a nervous breakdown. I don't know. I guess I got to kind of look into like what that really means and what that consists of. But I feel like I had like a breaking point where I had just been going so hard for this period, like last 2018, 2019, I had just been going so hard for my kids, for like graduations, proms and everything. I had 2 in 2018, 2 in 2019 graduation. So I was going hard on trying to make sure the kids were good, which is something that I've been doing since I was 16 when I had my son. So, did I just tell my age? But that's what I've been doing. Like every decision that I made, you can probably attest as a mother, is about the kids. Like where we're gonna live, where we're gonna move, where I'm gonna work, what shift I'm gonna work, how I'm gonna work, if I'm gonna work, if I'm gonna work
another job. If I pick up a job, who's gonna pick up the kid?
Exactly. It's all, what shift, what are we eating? Every decision that I made was literally about the kids. So I feel like last year I kind of like for real hit like a breaking point, and I just was like, okay, no, what about me?
Yeah.
So that's when I figured out that I had to start taking care of myself and start doing more for myself. Yeah. It's like I was, I had good jobs, always had a good job. I had the money. I was scared to spend. It's like, I don't want to do this for myself because the kids might need this. I want to make sure to do it. So I was like, I was making a lot of sacrifices, compromising a lot because of the kids. So I feel like, okay, I have 2 high school graduates, 2 kids in college at this point. I'm gonna start doing some stuff for me.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. It's just like, it's not even any other question after that. I think I said it earlier and I was like, how can I pour into my son if my cup is empty? And I think that a lot of the time society thinks that we're just supposed to keep running and keep running and keep running. And it's just always supposed to be about the kids. And you're always supposed to put them first. And you're supposed to just come last. And now I'm at the point where my son is 10 and I'm looking at him like, okay, look, you got to do some of this shit by yourself because I can't help you. I'm not going to be here all the time to help you. I don't want to be here all the time to help you. I have to be able to trust that you're going to do what you need to do while I'm over here doing what I need to do at the same time.
Helps them. That helps when you teach them to be independent and self-sufficient. It helps them.
Yeah. I know it scared me at first. Like, I don't want him to grow up too soon. Oh, I don't want him to, I don't put that burden on him. He's a kid. He should stay a kid. And I'm like, I'm not going to be taking this trash out. I'm not going to be cleaning up this house. I'm not going to be doing none of this stuff. Like, it's time for you to grow up a little bit. I'm not saying you got to be grown, but you have to mature.
Yeah.
And you got to do, and you have to understand.
Responsibility.
Exactly. And he understands now, even times where I'm like, look, I'm going to drop you off with your daddy because I need a break. Like, you got to go. I need a break. Like, I'm about to go crazy. The basketball schedules, the practices,
Yeah, and then you know what, too? because I heard you say you drop them off on the weekends, or sometimes you go to the dad. What I've learned, I want to say like over the past year, I just go in my room and close the door. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And if you explain it to him, just let him know, you know what, I need this time.
Yeah.
Just leave him alone. He got everything. Probably got the video games, you got food, you got just
everything.
I need a couple hours.
Leave me alone. We have those times too. But he's also the only child and he's the mama's boy. So he be like, what you mean your door closed?
Exactly.
Like, what you talking about? Mom, come do this TikTok. I don't want to TikTok. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with it. And I have teenagers and I can't close my door. I close my door and they're like walking in.
What? The door closed. Knock on it. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. I think that one, I want to applaud you for just, I don't care if it takes 45 years for somebody to realize they need the self-care, just to know that you need the self-care and you're doing it. I feel like that's enough in itself.
Yeah, it was hard. Thank you. It was really hard, but I don't know. I just got tired of like being super mom and super person, because I wasn't just super mom. I was like super daughter, like super friend, super co-worker. No, for real. I was just
not being able to call on those same people.
Yeah, no, not to say that, because I do have, good friends who were there to like listen to me cry, like breaking down when I was going through. I do have those friends, but I was just like, okay, I need to go a step further than just calling that friend to cry and get it out and keep going. I needed to take it a step further. It's like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? Or how am I going to prevent my cup running over, like overflowing with like the stresses of life? How am I going to prevent that from happening again? So yeah, I really did hit like a breaking point last year, and I didn't realize it until after it was over. So that was like a transition for me.
Yeah,
it was like a transitional period for me. I'm a totally different person than I was last year at this time.
So with you being a certified life coach now, and then knowing the importance of self-care, how are you feeding that to like your friends, your family, your children?
Definitely. Well, you know what? It's really funny when it comes to like, if I talk about my kids and how I'm trying to teach them how not to have to go through what I went through. They don't hear it. It's because I'm their mom. They don't even believe, or they haven't wrapped their heads around the fact that people actually pay to listen to me talk. No, I'm so serious. It's just like, they're like, and I'm like, I'm giving you all the game for free and y'all won't even listen. So they're still, trying to figure it out. I'm realizing more and more every day with like each child that they have been listening to me though. Right? Like they're indirectly feeding back to me stuff that I taught them. So that's how I'm getting through to them. But when it comes to just family and friends, like my mother, she completely stresses herself out. She panics a whole lot, and she panics about stuff that she really can't even control or change. And I'm just like, you gotta calm down. And not only for you,
but for me,
right? For me, please. Because I'm at work, mom.
I thought it was just me. Child, my mama called me, and then these people and this, and I'd be like, Mom, they ain't have nothing to do with you. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? She'd be like, because I'd be like, no.
Yeah, so I'll just have to like let her know. Sometimes in that moment, she probably won't hear me. So I'll have to just text her what I want her to hear. And that's something too. When people are like heated or, in that moment in a panic, they're not going to hear what you're trying to say. They're just trying to figure out whatever the issue is. So I'll text it to her and let her know, what I feel like she needs to do or how to calm down or how she might need to handle that. And she'll come back and tell me I'm right. She does. She's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'd do without you. Oh my God. But yeah, I just talk. I just try to, bring people down or get them to see, whatever their issue is. If it's something you can't control, please don't stress yourself out about that. Please don't do that. If this is something that you can't change, please don't.
I think that's one thing that's like, I hate to say this like cliche ass thing, but it's like easier said than done. It's like, don't stress over spilled milk, and it's like, but I spilled it. Like
it is. It is easier said than done, though. Definitely is. But once you grasp it, and I'm like really spiritual, very religious, so it's like once you pray about it, let it go.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do is just pray on it and then see what happens. Because it ain't nothing I can do. It's out of my control. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah, and if you have like that, and then I don't want to get like too religious, but if you have that faith in God, like if you have that relationship, then you're able to trust whatever the outcome is, regardless. So just pray about it and let it go.
Yeah. So let's talk about the journal. So what does the journal entail, and how will it help people understand what they need to do for self-care?
The journal is, I don't want to call it, it's like a step-by-step guide to self-love and self-care. It basically spells out 1, 2, 3, A to Z, everything that I've been discussing about how to identify when you're having a problem, how to identify when you're not okay, and what to do to get back to that okay point, or how to not allow certain things or certain people to take you into that dark place. If you are already in that dark place, how to pull yourself out of that dark place, how to check in with yourself. There's actually a little space inside the journal that allows you to journal. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling yesterday? So that's what the journal is for. It actually was after I launched the life coaching business and the website, and I had some clients, and I was getting a lot of good feedback. Just like, oh, you are so helpful. I've learned so much just from this first session, just from this third session. I'm learning so much from you. You should write a book. And I was like, you know what? I should. That's exactly how it happened. I was like, you know what?
My pen.
Yeah, and I was like, it was meant to be more of like a takeaway and a takeaway from the life coaching sessions. They're supposed to go hand in hand. It's like, this is what we talked about in my session today. Okay, so this journal is going to help me to it's going to piggyback off of that and also help me keep tabs on myself. That's what the journal was initially for.
Okay.
But as I started to write it, I was like, no, you know what? This could benefit more than just my clients. So maybe I should just open it up a little bit. So that's what the journal is for. And I've gotten so much good feedback from young women, older women that are just like really excited about it. Call me asking questions. I know they like read the whole book because they're asking questions about different parts of the book.
Page 17, chapter 3, go down to the second paragraph. You're like, wait a minute, I don't have the book.
Exactly. No, exactly. Because she was like, and when you said this and that, and what did you mean? I was like, because I'm like, it's so much in the book. So for her to have it in front of her, and she's, pinpointing what she wants me to elaborate on, I'm like, okay. But then it popped in, a light bulb came on, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I meant by that.
Right.
So yeah, they're really taking it seriously, and it's helping a lot of people. So I'm happy about that.
That's good. I mean, you obviously wrote it for them to take it seriously. You just didn't think they was gonna be hollering at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, you asleep?
I really didn't. No, I really didn't. I really didn't expect to receive the response that I received. I was hoping I would, but I didn't expect it. I really didn't.
Right.
And I didn't expect to receive such positive feedback, on the first go round. And they're asking about a second one, and I'm just like, okay, I'm still trying to come down on the first one.
Right.
Yeah. So it's exciting.
That's good. I love to hear stuff like that. Anytime anybody like somebody told me to write a book, and I just sat down and I started writing, and I'd be like, girl, I barely can get my Instagram posts together, and y'all out here giving me whole ways to like improve my life, and I'd be like, okay, she said on page 3 I gotta do this. On page 4 I gotta do this. You having
trouble with captions? I had trouble with captions too.
I be calling my son like, what was the one lyric in that one song with the one dude with the tattoo on his forehead? He'd be like,
I used to do that. I used to do that. I used to do that.
Yes, I be trying to not make myself like, obviously I'm a younger mom. So I be trying not to make myself seem like I'm just out here just so old, but I really don't know who these people are and what's going on. And then what scares me a lot of the times too is a lot of the rappers and stuff that my son listens to a lot of the time. I feel like I'm going back and having to talk to him after I listen to some of the songs. I'm like, wait a minute, we need to talk. Like, I need you to understand that like this isn't normal behavior. He's actually crying out for help. Did you hear what this part of the song said?
Which is really important.
Yeah.
Really important. You know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's just something I wish that someone would have done with me at his age. Like, when I go back and listen to the songs that I was listening to when I was a kid, first of all, I shouldn't have been listening to them. Second of all, somebody should have been talking to me about them songs. Somebody should have been like, hey, let me talk to you and talk about what this song actually meant and what they meant by it, instead of just letting us sing, whatever. Yeah,
I agree with that, but to be honest, and I'm someone that grew up listening to Snoop Dogg and NWA, and Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I feel like, and none of that music affected me. None of that music made me want to go out and do any of the stuff that they were talking about or rapping about. It didn't. I feel like it starts at home. Yeah. Like he's a part of you. If you're instilling, the values and the morals and the right, knowing the right wrongs, they're gonna do, what they know is right. Yeah. I not to say that society and the music doesn't have the effect on children and us raising our kids, because it does. Because I've had this conversation several times that we're up against society. We're not raising our kids alone. Society and social media has so much of an influence on them. But I still feel like he is a part of you, and he's going to still only reflect what he was taught at home, like how he was brought up. Because it didn't affect me how it could have or should have. And I was listening to it, still listening to it. I don't agree with it.
I was listening to some stuff too, when I'd be going back, I'd be like, why was I listening to this at 9? I shouldn't have been listening to this. But like you said, it really didn't affect me, because one, I do, as strict as my mama was, and as much as I wanted to rebel, child, I couldn't. I wanted to rebel so bad. I didn't rebel until college. That's when I rebelled, because she wasn't there to be like, and you ain't supposed to be doing that, and you shouldn't be. So that's when I rebelled. That's when I was like, oh, I'm about to wear this dress that they don't barely show my butt. I was acting a fool, but I also felt like, I feel like the conversations that I have with him about the music he listens to and some of the stuff that they say leaves the door open for him to be able to come and talk to me about other things that may be unrelated. Because I do feel like I'm 31. I still do not talk to my mom about certain stuff. I'd be like, no.
Baby. Baby.
No, I'm 31. I'm 31. My mom will bring up certain stuff, and I will let her talk, and I will not say nothing. And she'll be like, well, what you, nope, I'm not talking to you about that. Like, but with my son, he, even at 10, he knows, like, I can talk to him about anything. He'll come to me like, Mommy, I have a question. One of my friends is going through this, and this happened and that happened. I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it. Let me get my coffee. Let me get my wine. Sometimes some conversations be wine conversations. I'll be like, Ooh, child, like, but I want to always be able for him to at least have someone he feels he can trust that he can talk to. I know that it's not going to be all the time. I know as he gets older, he's going to be like, I'm not talking to her about this the same way I am with my mom. But I want the door to be there. I don't want him to ever be like, well, the door wasn't open for me to come and talk to you. You know?
That's important. That's important to make sure that they feel like they're able to have certain conversations with you as a mom. And then also, I am a big fan of like counseling for kids, because growing up it was, you know, frowned upon. You know, for me it's like, oh no, you crazy. No, you crazy if you speak to a therapist, or if you have a counselor. No, you crazy if you don't.
Especially when you know you need it.
Yeah, that's seriously how I feel about it. Like, you don't have to, you know, necessarily be depressed. Like, you don't have to be going crazy or losing your mind, or you don't have to. You can just be, you know what? I just got a lot going on. I'm overwhelmed. I need somebody to talk to, vent to.
And that's it.
That's
you
it.
Don't understand it. I know. I will never forget. My son was in kindergarten. It was his first time like in a real, like, big boy school, and he was acting a doggone fool. Like, I ain't teach him nothing. Cut up, calling me every day because he did something, and I literally was like, what did I do wrong? Because I felt like I did everything I was supposed to do, and I had to take a moment, you know, pull out those cards that they give you at work, the EAP cards and all that stuff, and I called in. And I had to talk to somebody, because I'm like, I know doggone, I can't be going this crazy. Like, what is going on? But that was the best thing I could have did for me and him. Because one, it calmed me down, because if I'm telling you, don't you go to school hollering, yelling, and acting a fool at the teachers, but I'm hollering, yelling, and acting a fool with you, what am I really showing you? And I didn't really get that until I went to counseling. I was like, oh, okay, you angry, so he angry. And so now you need to figure out why you angry.
He's giving you, give him. Yep. I'm so glad you mentioned EAP. You know, there's so many people that work for companies that offer, you know, the EAP program, the Employee Assistance Program, and don't know how beneficial it is.
And it's cheap. Sometimes
first you get the first 5 of everything.
Right. It's free. It's free, and then after that 5, it's still cheap. I was like, $12. That's it? $12 per session? Like, okay.
You get your first 5, like, you get your first 5 sessions, whether it's individual free, then you can get 5 family free, then your son could get 5 free. This is like, so then they help you find the therapist for you. Help you find one. They help you book the appointment and schedule the appointment and everything. Like, it's just so beneficial, and it's so easy to reach out and get that help. And a lot of people don't know about that. And that's something else that I try to, you know, explain to my clients and other individuals that I talk to. Utilize those. Use your resources. Use your resources. So I have a counselor. My kids have counselors, because, like I was saying earlier, I don't want them to grow up or to feel how, I guess, it was always introduced or spoken about in my house growing up. Like, no, don't do that. I'm letting my kids know. Oh, if you want to talk to me, talk to somebody. It's okay that you don't want to talk. Talk to somebody, though, because I'd rather for that to happen than for them to be like holding stuff in, and then they explode. And that's why, you know, it's so much going on with teenagers right now.
It really is, because they don't have that outlet, and they need it. They need it, and they need to understand too, like, it's a different world than when we were kids and when we were younger, and the generation before us and the generation before them. Like, oh, we didn't have school shootings and we had bullying and but y'all had a high suicide rate, and y'all had high other rates. Like, it's other stuff going on, and the technology is different, so the access to things are different, and so now there's a different conversation that's there. And I think, to me, that's what's important about making sure that our kids, even if they're not listening or pretending not to listen, about taking care of self first. Like, you need to talk to somebody. You need time by yourself, and that's fine. Like, I allow my son to be, you can be upset. That's okay. You can be upset, and you can come talk to me when you're no longer upset. I'm going to allow you to have that time. And a lot of times, and I don't want to speak for like the black community, but I know in my family, you can be upset. You upset, you got an attitude. Who you got an attitude with? You too young to have attitude and all this other dumb stuff they would say. And I just be like, but you made me mad, and I'm mad. So it's like
it was fix your face in my house.
Woo.
Yeah.
Fix your face, who you talking to, fix your lips, all kinds of stuff. And I would be like, but you said something that I didn't like, and so I'm upset, and I should have the right to be upset about it.
Yeah, and the right to express yourself. That's one thing too. We weren't allowed to like express ourselves because we were you a kid.
That's disrespectful. You should be seen and not heard. I told you because I said what I said because I said so. Be like, that don't make sense to me.
Complete opposite. Like, I don't want my kids to feel like they can't express themselves. So I told them, you can say whatever you want to say as long as you're respectful.
Yeah.
I want to know how you feel, but as long as you're respectful.
My son came straight to me. He was like, you never asked me what happened in school. You only believe the teacher. And I was like, oh. He was like, sometimes they're not telling you the whole story. They only tell you this portion of the story, and it looked like I was in the wrong, but I did this because this happened. So I had to take a step back and be like, they be like, well, he did this. I'm like, no, tell me what happened. I need him to tell me what happened because I need to hear the whole entire story. And then I started realizing what he was saying. Like, teachers were leaving portions of the story out.
What did you do? Because you know what, too, and this is what I used to tell my son all the time because I used to get calls about him every day. I would think it was something wrong if I didn't get a call. Yeah. Like, I would get a call every day. But what I told him, I used to tell his teachers as well, I know my child, right? So you can't tell me about something that he did and I know that's not him. Now, some of the stuff they would tell me, you did that. You did that. I know you definitely did that. But sometimes they come with some stuff like, he didn't do that. Yeah. No, he didn't do that.
Definitely. That definitely used to be us. The conversations, I used to look at him side-eyed and I'd be like, now he did that, but it was like something happened before he did that. So this don't make, he didn't just do it for no reason. Like something happened. So, but now I'm at the point where I be like, if I get a phone call from the teacher, I'd be confused. Like, who? What happened? He did what? They be like, well, this is what happened and this is what he did because that happened. I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you other steps to take instead of that step. But okay,
give me some.
So it was so nice to talk to you, and this was so fun. I want you to tell the listeners where they can get your journal and how they can reach you if they're looking for a life coach.
Okay, well, the journal is on Amazon. It's Your Best You with Toy by Toy Whitlock, TOYWHITLOCK. And we have the Kindle version as well as the paperback. And you can contact me for my life coaching services. Phone number 312-684-2895, as well as on my website, Be Your Best You, www.beyourbestyou.com. And I'm excited. Hopefully I have the opportunity to speak with you, Cubana Kiss, again, and hopefully I'll be inviting you to my podcast with God next year.
Absolutely. So for those who are listening on any podcast streaming service, if you click the description box about the episode, Miss Toy's information will be down below so that you can reach her if you are needing her services. If you're watching this on YouTube, just look down in the description box. It's there. So we'll be right back after this. Woo child, it ain't nothing like a good online boutique. And I'm gonna give y'all a little secret. One of the best ones out there is Aaliyah Rose Boutique. Look, go to aaliyahRoseBoutique.com, child. I'm gonna tell you why. She got everything. She got shades, earrings, lip gloss, t-shirt, dresses, biker shorts. Baby, she got it all. Look, I'm the shade queen, honey. And sometimes I gotta switch out these prescription glasses and put on my shades so I can catch all the shade that might be thrown at me. And then I also make sure I wear my rose hip oil from Aaliyah Rose Boutique. Has my lips feeling smooth, soft, and kissable, okay? Look, go ahead and check out this boutique. Baby, I promise you won't be disappointed. Make sure you tell them Cubana sent you. Mwah. After a long, busy, tiring workday, There's nothing more important to me than taking a long, hot bath, accompanied with my Green Garden Source vegan, handmade, natural skincare and energy care products. One of my favorites actually to have in my bath with my bubbles is my pink coconut bath bomb by Green Garden Source. I just love how it makes my bathroom smell and feel like an island oasis. It makes me really feel like I'm on vacation. I love it. But then when I get out, there is nothing like lathering up with this bomb pineapple shea butter. You want to feel like you're in an island oasis? Go ahead and check out Green Garden Source on Instagram or on Facebook. You can also get their products at etsy.com. Just search Green Garden Source. Make sure you tell them Cubana sent you. Hey y'all, so before we get into those hot topics, y'all already know we gotta talk about what's in Cubana Kiss's mug, okay? If you want this mug or any other merch of mine, make sure you check out the link down below so you can get you a cup, a hoodie, a t-shirt, a long sleeve, a racer back, okay? We got options, they all for you. So let's get into it. What's in my mug? Actually, I'm recording in the morning right now, guys. I'm drinking a mimosa, okay? So I got my Andre champagne with my Aldi brand, okay? My Aldi brand orange juice, and it's just what it is. Simple, sweet, and to the point. So before I smash this breakfast brunch, I gotta definitely have me a drink. What's up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and thank you, Miss Toy, for coming through and being a co-host on this week's episode of the 𝒲𝒽𝑒 Chronicles podcast. It was definitely dope talking to you about self-care and how that's different for each person. So make sure y'all check her out, right? So let's get into these hot topics, okay? Listen, we got a lot of shit that happened this week. I tried my hardest to hold out on recording and see who our next president was gonna be. So we gonna get into it. But first, I do want to offer my respects, my condolences to King Von's family. King Von is a Chicago-based rapper who was killed over the weekend in a shooting in Atlanta. I do want to dispel some rumors. It was rumored that the police shot him. The police did not shoot him. The police were involved in a part of the shootout. It is stated that King Von was unarmed. I feel like we are losing our rappers here in the city of Chicago way too early in their lives and in their careers. I believe King Von was only like 25 or 26 years old, a baby in my eyes, still very much so young, still very much so a lot of life to live. So my condolences to the family, and I pray that they get some type of justice in this tragedy. As y'all know, during quarantine, we've all been watching the versus battles. Like, they kind of helped us get through the beginning part of the quarantine, and it's something now that we all look forward to. So, fret not, they ain't stopped. Okay? Bars. Swiss Beats says that the next versus battle is going to be between Outkast and A Tribe Called Quest. Now, it's pending, but that's what we want. I'm going to tell you this right now. The old school hip-hop girl in me, I just can't, I don't understand. I'm excited. I'm geeked, okay? I have no words. Let's go. I don't know who I got in this one. I love me A Tribe Called Quest, but I love me some Outkast, okay? So this is gonna be interesting and fun. I hope this can go through because I would definitely love to see that, okay? So y'all remember on the last episode, I told y'all that Yaya Mayweather and NBA YoungBoy were expecting a baby. Mayweather himself had dispelled all the rumors and came out and said pretty much that it was true. He was excited about being a grandfather, and you know, he just wants Yaya happy. So they have revealed the gender of their baby, and it is stated that they're having a boy. It's a boy. They had a baby blue baby shower, gender reveal all in one, and they revealed they are expecting a boy. The name has not yet to be revealed, but I'm gonna tell you this much: Yaya Mayweather is slaying this pregnancy. Okay, so all I can say is congratulations and good luck in parenthood, because baby, that's your war. It's war. That's what they don't tell you. This your war. Okay. Okay, we got some deep shit real quick. So YNW Melly, which I always mess up this boy name. YNW Melly, it's being reported that he confessed to murdering two of his friends. First of all, how are your friends if you killed them? You killed them. Are they even your friends? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I feel like nowadays it's a blurred line between friends and enemies. Like, okay, so according to Hot 97, according to Hot 97, the Broward court system is reportedly reviewing an audio recording of YNW Melly confessing to the double murder of his two friends, Christopher YNW Julie Thomas Jr. and Anthony YNW Sackchaser Williams. So he's only 21 years old. He been in jail for the last 2 years because he was accused of staging a drive-by shooting and killing his two friends, Julie and Sackchaser. Yeah, they saying that he drove around with the bodies in the car before bringing them to the hospital. This shit crazy. Yeah, that's kind of like weird and fucked up on so many levels. Gervonta Davis, reportedly accused of a hit and run, y'all. Yes, honey. They are saying that he ran a red light in his Lamborghini Urus and hit another car and then kept going. So as of right now, it's reportedly because they haven't been able to prove that it was him driving the car or whatever, but it ain't looking good for you, bruh. Okay? Like, it ain't that many Lamborghini Uruses running around. Gotta know. Safari had to apologize to Erica Mena after making a dumbass, immature ass post on his Instagram that read, ended 2020 as a bachelor, and he in the picture he tagged divorce court. Now that happened, and I think that was super fucking immature because like Safari needs to do better in his he's just a fucking lame to me. And now he's like, oh, I want my family back and I'm sorry I shouldn't disrespect my wife like that. Yeah, duh. Like, duh, bruh. Duh. He just get on my nerves. Like, I be ready to low-key want to fight him. But neither here nor there. This week, the baby lost his brother to suicide. And I send my condolences because I feel like a lot of the times we don't listen to people when they speak to us. When people say like, I feel like y'all don't love me, or, I just wish all of this was over, or they just change their habits in general, start giving away a lot of their stuff. But I feel like we need to pay more attention to what's going on. His brother was definitely struggling. This is what he's requesting of his people. This is the message he left for his, for those who may not have understood what was going on.
Good morning. Check on your people. Somebody probably just wants you to call and say, what's up, bro? You straight? We'll do that.
He said, death don't faze me at all. Watching my family suffer does. God, watch over my family. My mama, my nieces, my nephews, they mama, and my brother. Don't worry about me. Take whatever you was gonna do for me and pour it into them. And keep me cool. God, the world don't. Amen. So he pinned this message to his brother. I cannot even imagine what he is going through, but I definitely send my condolences and my prayers so that they can have some type of peace with this death, this tragic death that has hit their family. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this political news, okay? This is what we're going to end with. I do want to start with this. People are trying to give Eminem props in helping Joe Biden win Michigan. So I'm not sure if he can get all of the props. I think Michigan has suffered a lot with COVID, with Flint not having water, with their governor being threatened to be kidnapped. It's just a lot that they was just fucking tired of. And I think Eminem was like the cherry on top. That's what I'm gonna say about that. I do want to give all props and kudos to Stacey Abrams. I've been watching Stacey Abrams actually since she was on the short list to be Joe Biden's vice president. He ended up going with Kamala, which was a great decision as well. However, Stacey Abrams been hitting the ground running since she lost her governor race in Georgia. She registered over 800,000 people to vote. New Democrats to vote. So I do want to give props to her because I think without her single-handedly, they probably would have lost Georgia, in my personal opinion, but it is what it is. However, we do have a new president-elect, Mr. Joe Biden. We got the orange one up out of there. And I'm not saying Joe Biden is going to, no, Joe Biden is going to be better. It's just, that's what, I'm not going to even front. So we do have Joe Biden as our president of the United States starting January 5th, I believe, is when the inauguration is. I'm super excited about this situation. I'm not going to even front. Having you all go out and vote and being so involved in the voting process, getting people to vote, telling your people they need to vote. I am very happy. I know here in Illinois we had some things that didn't go through that we low-key needed to go through. And I think that people just really misunderstood their ballots, which speaks volumes. So with that being said, make sure you tune in to the next episode of the 𝒲𝒽𝑒 Chronicles podcast. I will have with me the CEO and founder of Shop Mugs Addicts. I can't wait to have her on. She's dope, funny, and she got some dope ass, funny ass mugs for us to buy too. Okay? So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit like, hit that notification bell, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss nothing that's coming from me, child. And if you are listening on all your podcast listening sites, make sure you leave a review, okay? That's how I get noticed. Make sure you follow your girl on all social media, just social media, child, at Cubana Kiss on everything. I'll see y'all next week. Mwah.